Well, g'day. Hope you're doing well. This is a tutorial or introduction really to help you understand a bit about setting up a simple website in Microsoft Publisher. This is a multi-page website, so it's a website that has several pages that are linked to a home page. Now what you're looking at over here is the Microsoft website Publisher template. It only has one, and it's called Website Tabs Publisher, Website Tabs Template, and it used to have a lot more, but that's all I can find for Microsoft 2010 or Publisher 2010. Now when it opens up, and you can download this on the internet quite simply typing in Google MS Publisher 2010 website templates, and you'll come to some sites that will take you to where the template is, and you can download it and it'll open up in your page, and this is what you'll see. Now if you've not been a Microsoft Publisher before, it has the ribbon on top just the way it does in Word, Microsoft Word, and if you click on each of the tabs you'll notice that well, if it works, which it will, you'll notice that different submenus open up under the toolbar each time you click on a tab. Particularly of interest is this tab here, which is the Web tab, and you click on that, and of interest is this Web Page Preview button here, which I'll introduce you to first. If you click on that, Microsoft Publisher will give you an exact appearance of what your document will look like if it was viewed on the website. That's exactly what you'd see. And by clicking on these navigation menus options that it has on the left hand side, these are already set up with links. It takes you to the different pages that you would normally see. So I suggest you go through all those pages, have a look at them, and see which ones you think are going to be useful for you to promote your promotional key tag, which is what this is about. Now obviously employees list may not be as useful, project list may not, calendar may not, but some others will be. And in your design brief, in your booklet on page 17, I've asked you to include at least a home page, a products page, and a contact us page, and an about us page in your web page. So there's 4 or 5 that you need to include. Let's start at the home page here now, and the home page has just some basic stuff. Now at this point in time we're looking at the web page, which is not really what I want to look at. I want us to look at the form view, which is like this, and the web page is what it'll look like to others looking on the website. This is what we see when we're in the back end trying to fix it up and make it look good. Alright, let's look at, for a start, when you click on different areas you'll notice that there's boxes. Each area is a box or an object, meaning it's a self-contained bunch of information set up in a certain way that you can change and you can edit. And right-clicking is the most easy way that you can approach the editing. So if you right-click on that box, as I've done here now, then you'll get a whole bunch of different options here. And you can delete the object, which means delete that box. You can save it as a building block if you want to use it again and again. You can do a whole bunch of things, including format the text box. Now this one here is a text box, and you can format it. And if you click on format, left click on format, you can change the color, for example, of the text box to make it into a purple text box if you wanted to have that color scheme. You have to click on color, yeah, purple, and you can choose transparency options, and if you click OK, then you've got a purple text box. You may not want that. Control Z will just take you back to the way you were. Now I've mentioned that I want you to have a usual logo which you've designed in Microsoft Paint. You can do this pretty quickly and simply. If you hover over, as I'm doing my mouse on these text box, notice that little box with the eye appears, and if you hover over that, it's a little drop down menu, very useful. Edit business information means that you can enter into a form in Publisher all the information about your business. So you're a freelance designer, you can enter your name, and by clicking edit you get a chance to say who you are, what your job function is, the name of your organization, the address, and the other details that you see here. including a tagline or a motto. Use that tagline or motto. You can even upload a logo here, and MS Publisher will throw this information just like it would in a header and a footer in Microsoft Word on all the web pages that include those fields that you see here. So I've done this here now, and I've got a logo sitting in there. And whilst we're on this subject, it's a good idea for you when you produce, click on Update Publication, when you're producing your website. See, and you can notice here now that my logo appears on the page, so does my company name and my tagline underneath it. And that would be the same on all the pages that I'm looking at here now. Wherever it mentions those fields, company, tagline and logo are all there, which is good. Okay, let's look at changing a picture. So we're now in the Contact Us box, and let's see, read please what it says is useful to put inside these boxes. It's good advice, and fill them in, and it's very easy guided on how to make a successful website. Now let's say over here this is a picture, I'm wanting to change this to how to find us on the web. Now I can go to Google and let's say look in Google and type in Google Maps. I do that and open up Google Maps. I can find myself a location, and let's just say it's Girrawheen, New South Wales. Google takes me to Girrawheen, and I can find my location, pick my location, and I can take a screenshot. So on your computer, if you find yourself top right hand side where it says print screen, and click on that, you'll open up a cut and paste tool. Now in my case it's opening up a tool called Snagit, which I have. In yours it might be something else, and just take a cut out of that Google screen, and you can save it as, in my case, standard format, and it'll save inside a folder. Now I've chosen this folder already, so it's already defaulted to looking in this folder, Snagit, but I've saved a map in this location showing exactly where I am. So I have a picture of a map here ready to go, and it's a good idea for you to store all your items that you're going to use inside your website, all the different objects, pictures, texts and things like that, logos. Store them in the one folder, and you can easily find them in that place. Now I've already saved this, so I'm not going to save it again. So I'm going to cancel out of here. I just wanted to show you how you could save a map, and then by right clicking, and again you can change the picture, hover across, left click, and find your way to where that page was that you were looking for, that you just saved that map. And I happen to know it's in there, and I'm going to drill down to it under Year 7 because you're my Year 7 classes, and under this Publisher Website folder I have all the various different pictures, and there's my map. So if I click on that, left click insert, my map appears, which is great, to help people find their way to where my location is if they needed to. So you can change all the pictures like that quite easily. Now it's good advice, type in your street address or the name of your neighborhood, do that in that box underneath. Okay, let's look at some other of these boxes. There's about 14 or 15 pages here. You're not going to need that many, nowhere near it. Calendars and so forth. Let's say we want to get rid of one of these pages. Don't like it, don't want to have it there. By left clicking here on the margin and the navigation bar, highlighting this box, I'm going to right click and delete. And when I do that, click yes, that disappears out of my navigation bar. So if I didn't want a project list, I can do the same thing. Find the project list here, highlight it, and then delete it, and it disappears. So I can trim this navigation bar down to the size that I want. Now, notice that you do have a product list. So if I'm scrolling up and down here, employee list is nothing I really want. Let's have a look for a list. What's this one here? Services list. I'm not really going to want a services list, so I'm going to delete that. Okay. Now what else have I got? I've got product details. Now product details could be useful because if we're trying to promote or market a product, for example a key tag, this would be a good spot to do that. Now you can return to the product list up the top here, but let's say we want to put in a picture here, and I'm going to use the picture which will be the picture of my key tag which I've created in Creo, and I'm going to whack it in there. Now I'm going to write down in my product summary a description of the product, and also I can add in a price if I wanted to. Let's just say I'm going to make that price just by left clicking, highlighting. I can change the price to, let's say, 50 cents. They're going to cost 50 cents each. I've got SKU number, which is an item number. I can change that if I want. I'll make it 401 or 1. Okay, we're all good with that. And I can write underneath here what this is. You know, simple promotional key tag, and I can type a detail list. Now this detail list is very good because we can show the sorts of people who'd be interested in it here. We can almost look at our design brief and include various different points here to introduce to our audience who it is that we're aiming to sell this to, what sort of features are important for it to be sold to those people. On the left hand side here you've got important product features, so this would marry up quite well with your CAF. Remember you had to choose 5 of the most important product features. Well, that would sit really nicely inside that box and simply just promotes your product, and it should look pretty good. So if I were to look again in web view now and just have a look at that, what this looks like as a web page, there it is. Doesn't look too bad at all, you know. And I can return to product list over here if I want. And product list actually has a list of all the products that I've got, so I could have more than one. Now in most cases you're only going to have one product at this stage, but it's a useful little thing. So product list is there, and one of our products is something that we've seen just before. Okay, now enough of looking at that in web view. Let's go back to our form view where we can create and change things. I've shown you about putting in a map in Google. We've shown you about previewing, what to do if you want to preview a web page. We've looked at downloading that template. We've edited a text box. We've put in side logos. We've replaced images. I need to speak to you a bit about the images. With the images themselves, you can use images from other people, and it's a good thing for you to be aware of a website called Flickr, and they'll be here. I think I've got them up here to show you. Here we go. Yeah. So this is Flickr from Yahoo, and Flickr is almost like a big database full of pictures that people load up. And some of these pictures come under the category of commons. Now there's all different sorts of licensing features for pictures, but commons are usually under several categories, people that are happy to let you use their pictures. Now this particular photograph comes from a series of photographs called In Glacier National Park, Montana, and it's taken by a gentleman called Ansel Adams, a very famous photographer. So I've used this in my background in Publisher. Now you can search for things in Flickr, for example. You can have a look and see if you can find photographs. This was a picture here amongst a whole bunch of other photographs under the search name of Leaf. Now you can type anything you want under Commons, so under search, make sure you select Commons, and the Commons are the ones that are pretty well you're allowed to use, provided that you acknowledge the author. So I chose Leaf, and there was the Ansel Adams photograph which I've used. Alright, so back to Publisher again. we'll talk a little bit about backgrounds. So if we go to the Home tab again, which is up the top on the left hand side, and I want to create a different background. So I don't like the plain white one, I want something a bit different. Now I've already got that photograph of Ansel Adams sitting in there in the background, but if I wanted to, let's look at Page Design tab, I can choose different stables of colors. Notice as I'm clicking here the colors are changing. I can also go to background here on my right hand side, left click, and I can choose different backgrounds. By hovering over them you can see the sorts of backgrounds. But if you go to more backgrounds down here, you can actually choose your own. You can choose textures if you like, and see what they look like, patterns, picture. Now we don't want to distract too much, so I've chosen a picture, and I've wanted that picture to come from Ansel Adams document, and again I've got to dig it out of here. It'll be in here under Year 7 Information Technologies, and here we go, it'll be under Publisher Website. So there it is. Now I've put that picture in the background just by clicking Insert. There it sits, that's what it looks like, and I've gone OK. And you can see there it is in the background, but it really covers up the text and it's a bit too bright and it creates problems for me, so I'm not entirely happy with this picture. So I've edited the picture. I've edited it and created it in such a way so that it's lightened up, and I can do that inside Publisher, and by highlighting that picture, selecting the background, and I can change it. Now instead of that picture I've actually changed it into another picture, this one here, which is the same thing, just a whole lot lighter. I've just changed the amount of color in it. I've removed the color and put a wash. I've been able to do that in Publisher. So I click that, and again I can choose tint on the picture. So I can make it darker or lighter. I can choose a color, any number of colors that I want. There's lots of things. So let's let me do this one more time. Background, more backgrounds, picture, select the picture, it's this one here, insert it, and click OK. And I've got that light colored background, which I prefer. Alright, now the other thing is that when you go to About Us or Contact Us, you might want to put in your own picture of who you are and something about who yourself. So again, you just left click, right click, and you can alter that picture if you want, crop it or set it in the background. Use these tools over here to move the picture around as it suits you. You can make it larger or smaller, and change it if you want to put a different picture in, which I do. I want to put my own photograph in there, so I'll left click on that, put insert, and there I am there. Now I'm using that because I've wanted to show you a website, a nice looking website of a professional logo designer and how he's done it, and just to help you. So this is Jacob Cass's website. Again, he's got his name, company name here. He's got a theme going on with colors. He's chosen to use certain colors very attractively, I think. Got a photograph of himself there, and here's the navigation bar along the top. Same sort of thing as we have, except his is horizontal, ours is vertical. And his articles here, popular articles. There's a little search form. So there's an example of a well designed, nice looking website. Has a search function, which we're not looking at this point in time and trying to do, but laid out nicely. So it's not all that dissimilar to what we have here, except we have several pages and he has just one very long page that you can look at. So that gives you a bit of a heads up and a chance to be able to do this and talk your way through it, and I hope you create a really successful website and you enjoy it in the process. One more thing, when you save it, when you're finished, you can click File, just save. You can also click Save As if you want to save it as a particular type of document. Now it's a Publisher Website template. You can also save it in a number of different formats. Just Publisher Website template is fine for this point in time. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Bye.